Strikes in the Gaza Strip have killed at least 70 people over the last day, Palestinian medics said, as mediators launched a new ceasefire push to end the 15-month-old war. At least 17 of those who died were killed in airstrikes on two houses in Gaza City, the first of which destroyed the home of the Al-Ghoula family in the early hours, medics and residents said. At about 2 a.m., we were woken up by the sound of a huge explosion, said Ahmad Ayan, a neighbor, adding that 14 or 15 people had been staying in the house. Most of them are women and children. They are all civilians. There is no one there who shot missiles or is from the resistance, Ayan told media. People scored the rubble for any survivors trapped under the debris, and medics said several children were among those killed. A few flames and trails of smoke still rose from burning furniture in the ruins hours after the attack. There was no immediate comment from the Israeli military on the incident.
For Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, the last 24 hours have been marked by death and destruction. Dozens in Gaza's Deir al-Balah waking up Saturday morning to survey the damage left behind by a barrage of Israeli missiles sent through the overnight hours.
It's a scene that takes us back to the beginning of the First War, when Palestine was targeted without prior warning and without any distinction between civilians, adults, children, elders, and toddlers.
Similar scenes playing out in Gaza City Saturday morning as well.
Around 2 a.m. we were woken up by the sound of a huge explosion on the house of our neighbors. It was filled with people. Around 14 or 15 were staying there. Most of them were women and children. They are all civilians.
According to Gaza's health ministry, at least 30 people were killed by Israeli strikes across the Gaza Strip on Saturday alone. The organization adds that in the previous 24 hours, on Saturday morning, troops released this footage. Footage, however, has yet to be verified.
Human rights catastrophe.
And while troops continue their offensive in Gaza, Israeli leaders are busy defending their decision to ramp up attacks on the Strip's remaining hospitals.
Precise operation by the IDF revealed the extent of Hamas's abuse of the facility. Over 240 terrorists were apprehended, including 15 who participated in the October 7th massacre.
Earlier this week, the IDF raided the last functioning healthcare facility in northern Gaza, resulting in multiple deaths and hundreds of healthcare staff being taken into Israeli custody. The move is now being heavily questioned by the UN Commissioner for Human Rights.
In most instances, Israel alleges that the hospitals were being improperly used for military purposes by Palestinian armed groups. Israel has not provided sufficient information to substantiate many of these claims, which are often vague